She's in Hustlers University. She hasn't made any money in there because she's not very disciplined when it comes to work. And I'm literally like, we end up like literally ranting to each other about how shit the modern world is and how much progress we're making. And the way that she was talking about average people, I was like, man, this is my wife, bro. Holy shit. Like, she was just criticizing all these fatties and everything and saying like, and it doesn't take much, like, she's been improving her diet. And I was like, oh yeah, me too. Like, my diet's way better and we're doing this and, delaying gratification and meditating. She's like, oh, you meditate. And, like, I was openly speaking about the kind of person that I was, and that meant that we bonded incredibly well. Within 24 hours, both of us genuinely fell in love with each other, and this was literally the first time we had ever met each other. But the real part of this story happens when I fly home. So this was literally, it was almost like a movie where this was on the last day that I was in Thailand, and she was continuing to travel after this. I fly home. There's the entire globe between us. She's gonna stay there for who knows how long, like months and months, traveling and enjoying her fucking like hot girl summer bullshit, degenerate bitch. And obviously, like, we met when we were both still like kind of awkwardly in the degenerate normal world, but wanting to get more based and everything. We met when we were both there, so we were quite compatible with that because we had these aspirations and these new values of like base tradition and character, but we were still kind of holding on to our old behaviors of like, we were both traveling. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so we both had like a history of being degenerate, so I guess we were quite compatible in that way. But anyway, I come back home, and the moment that I walk through this door, and I hadn't been back here for a good few months, and I literally just walked in and I saw the pages all over my wall. You can't see them, but there's quite... Shall I just show you? I've never really shown them in detail before, but... So I've got... There's usually quite a lot more. But, I'm gonna sneeze, bro, one sec. There's usually quite a lot more papers on my wall, but a lot of them have fallen off because of this stand-up desk. It kind of goes up and it kind of like scrapes them off, but yeah. I walk in to this room with all these pages and my goals on the wall. And I just kind of realized to myself, like, I'm not going to hide this. This is who I am. I am this guy who cares so much about his goals and working hard. I'm a guy who's got tons of ambition, and I'm not going to downplay that anymore. And so the moment that I walked back here with my heart connected to her, and she's on the other side of the globe, I show her in detail, like a video of every page that I've got, telling her exactly what my plans are. And in my exact words, I spoke to her in a way that I'd never spoke to a woman before. I literally text her, I'm going to the top, and I'm gonna take you with me. I told her about my goals, my plan to make over $100,000 per month, over $1 million per year. The huge subscriber goal that I was planning. At the time I had 500k. I told her we're going to hit way above 1 million for this year. This was in 2022. So if you've been a fan of mine, you know that all these goals actually came true. I'm telling her all this. And I just think, you know what? Like, I'm not going to play it cool and pretend that I don't like her, like all the advice I've always taken online. My heart is connected to her, so I'm going to act like it. So I tell her straight away, we've met once, by the way. And I tell her, I want you to come home to the UK. She was loving her life, being like this fucking hot girl who's getting like, little smoothie bowls and stuff. Fucking stupid bitch. She was loving her little traveling life. She went with like her brother and a friend, or like 2 friends or something. She was tanning every day and, like enjoying the seaside and whatever. And she was in a beautiful part of Thailand. And I literally said to her, like, I want you to come home so you can be closer to me. She booked a flight. And I also said one more thing. I told her, I don't want you to get with any other guys. And she replied, there's no one who can compete with you. Imagine a woman saying that to you. There's no one who can compete with you. We would not have had that conversation if I was playing cool. If I came home and pretended, oh yeah, I'll just see her whenever, even though I really liked her. If I just pretended, oh yeah, well, I'm not going to show her how much I like her. That red pill advice that you see online is great, to be able to just sleep with as many degenerate, broken women as possible. But when you actually like a woman and you actually want like a relationship, don't take the advice that you see online, because bro, most people aren't in happy relationships. Most people don't even know how the fuck to get into a good relationship, and the people who do are so content with their lives, they often don't sit there making like good advice on YouTube. So all of the advice and a lot of like the videos I've made is just promoting you to be this inauthentic person who should stay mysterious and who should be a player. But here I was defying all of the rules that I had set for myself previously, and it worked. She traveled the entire globe, over 20 hours, to come see me for our second date. And she essentially just decided to like just move back home to the UK, like where she's from, just so that she could be like a few hours away from me instead of like across the world. There's no one who can compete with you. We had that entire conversation and also the experiences we've had because of that moment of authenticity when I walked in and actually saw who I was with these goals on the wall and my ambitions and my, like phrases I had wrote down that meant a lot to me. Penetrate your fear. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. You are a leader. And you might think to yourself, okay, you're saying that it's a mistake to be inauthentic. You might have this limiting belief, saying, but I'm not that great yet, so I'd act like a little bitch or a beta or something, and so I wouldn't even attract girls. And I agree, like, you are a little bitch, but I agree. Look, the idea behind being authentic, which seems really cringe, it's that you use the best piece of advice that's out there. There is one literally singular 10 out of 10 dating advice which people laugh at, but it's only because they're at like the other side of the bell curve. But when you get to this side of the bell curve, you realize this piece of dating advice is the best out there. Just be yourself. The point is, if you're just trying to fuck as many women as possible, be the alpha male, 6'7" Chad, okay, sweet. But if you're actually trying to find a woman who's compatible to you, how are you gonna do that if you're not yourself? Now, this doesn't mean to be content with being a loser. I'm not saying that. Obviously not. I've got fucking 800 videos where I'm telling you to stop being a loser. But demonstrate and project the real you. Try to be as 100% authentic as you can to this person. Like when you go on this first date with a woman and you're trying to see if you're actually compatible. This is if you want like a serious, long-term, like genuinely healthy, beautiful relationship. Which if I tell you, by the way, the difference between that and just being a degenerate player, it's not even close, bro. Being a player it breaks my mind just seeing how much that's promoted these days, because it's not that great. You're still living this shallow life, but you just get to like masturbate with another woman's body. It's not that great. The sex that you have in a healthy relationship is literally, you can't even imagine. It's like revelationary, the level that you can build up compared to just like another stinky hole from this girl on Friday, and she's fucked a guy 2 days ago.